Their mom would buy bags for them and Junior would either want to pick first or just want to have the two bags. Too clumsy. You can't brush your mouth very well. Why did my daddy leave me? Why do I always have to suffer? Hi, welcome to yet another intriguing story on African Tales by Mommy J. Here we bring you inspiring story that teaches you great moral lessons. If these are the kinds of videos of stories that you are interested in, please do well to subscribe. Hit the subscribe button now and do well to click on the notification button so that you will be the first to get notified once we drop any story. Let's get into the story for today now. Madam Jane sat on the edge of her bed, her gaze distant as she recalled the day she received the devastating news of her husband's sudden demise. It was early morning, the sun barely peeking over the horizon, when the phone call shattered their peaceful slumber. Tears flowed freely down her cheeks as she clutched the receiver tightly, trying to comprehend the words that pierced her heart like daggers. Victor, come back to me. Please, come back to us. She had cried out in despair that morning, unable to fathom how they would navigate life without him. Junior and Victoria, barely comprehending the gravity of the situation, clung to their mother, their small faces edged with confusion and sorrow. Weeks passed in a blur of condolences, funeral arrangements, and the painful finality of burying a loved one. Madam Jane, now forced to confront the harsh reality of their altered circumstances, gathered her children close one solemn evening. "You know, your father is no more," she began, her voice breaking with emotion. "We can no longer afford to stay in this large apartment. We'll be moving to a smaller place, and you will have to change schools too." Junior and Victoria exchanged solemn glances, their young minds grappling with the abrupt changes thrust upon them. They nodded silently, understanding that their lives would never be the same again. The move to a modest apartment marked the beginning of a new chapter fraught with challenges. Junior, struggling to cope with the loss of his father, became increasingly possessive and demanding. Argument over toys and belongings escalated, leaving Victoria often in tears. "You have been riding the bicycle all morning," cried Vicky on one Saturday afternoon. "Let me ride just a little and I will give it back." "No," Junior replied sharply. "Go and play with the papers on the floor. Don't play with my toys. Make sure you are playing with the papers. When I finish playing with the bicycle, I'll play with the toys. Don't touch my toys." They started fighting over the bicycle, and Junior starts to cry. Madam Jane, their mother, rushed to them and starts beating up Vicky, while she kept saying, "I have told you always to never lay a finger on this boy. He's just a child." Junior's behavior grew more volatile. His tantrums gave Victoria harsh discipline, while Junior, despite his offenses, was often overlooked. Her mom would buy bags for them and Junior would either want to pick first or just want to have the two bags. He would never share his belongings with his sister, but would always crave Vicky's items, and their mom would insist Vicky shares with him because he is a child. On many occasions, Vicky had to go hungry because Junior would want to have all the small food left at home for them when they returned from school. Madam Jane would beat up Vicky at the slightest provocation. "You are too clumsy. You can't brush your mouth very well. You will just be walking like a dog. Can't you see your brother? He makes me happy all the time. Unlike you, always misbehaving all around this house. What kind of a child are you even? You are giving me stress and headache." Meanwhile, she found ways to always indulge and create allowances for Junior's excesses. And are you enjoying the story? If you are enjoying the story, now is the time to go on and hit the like button. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and go and comment and tell me what you have learned. Thank you very much. Let's go on right now. The months turned into years. Victoria found solace in solitude, retreating to the quiet corners of their new home to escape the turmoil that now defined their family dynamic. She questioned her place as the elder sibling, burdened by expectations that seemed unfairly stacked against her. Why am I the first child? Why am I a girl? Why did my daddy leave me? Why do I always have to suffer? She would whisper to herself, tears staining her cheeks as she grappled with the injustice of her circumstances. Her anxieties grew with each passing day, manifesting in sleepless nights and a fear of being alone. "Mom, I'm afraid," she finally confessed one evening, her voice trembling with vulnerability. But Madam Jane, weighed down by her own grief and the struggle to make ends meet, dismissed Victoria's fears. "Victoria, I have enough problems to deal with. Don't bother me with this kind of talk now. Go and sleep. By tomorrow, you'll be okay." Are you enjoying the story? Are you enjoying the story? If you are really enjoying the story, which I know you are, go right now and hit the like button. If you hit the like button and you comment, it makes the algorithm to love it and show it to a host of others. Let's get right back to the story. Vic walked away from her mom feeling heartbroken as usual, but the hurt she felt was nothing compared to the anxiety she was having. And so one evening in the quiet sanctuary of their backyard, Victoria's desperation reached a breaking point. She closed her eyes tightly, silently pleading or praying, if we could say, as they barely now go to church since the passing of her father, for relief from the overwhelming anxiety that threatened to consume her. And in that moment, as if an answer to her silent prayer, a fleeting flash of light seemed to lift the heavy burden from her chest. From that day forward, the suffocating grip of anxiety losing its hold, allowing Victoria a newfound sense of peace. Years passed, and the siblings grew into adulthood, each forging their own path in the world. Victoria, driven by a resilient spirit born from years of adversity, found success in her career and eventually married, building a life far removed from the tumultuous years of her childhood. Meanwhile, Junior struggled to find his footing, his entitlement and lack of empathy proving detrimental to his relationship and endeavors. Madam Jane, once the anchor of their fractured family, found herself navigating financial hardship and regret over the choices made in the wake of her husband's death. Attempts to secure a better future for Junior led to disappointment and further strain on their already fragile bonds. Despite Vicky's success, she found forgiveness elusive. The wounds of her childhood, inflicted by her brother's selfishness and her mother's favoritism, ran so deep inside. She extended help where she could, but her heart remained guarded, unable to fully reconcile the past. As she stood at the helm of her thriving company, surrounded by colleagues who admired her strength and resilience, Victoria wrestled with the complexities of forgiveness. The ache of betrayal and neglect lingered, a reminder of the innocence lost and the scars that shaped her journey. In moments of quiet reflection, She wondered about the road not taken, the family she had lost, and the forgiveness she was yet to find within herself. Now over to you. Write in the comment section. What do you think? Do you think Victoria should forgive? Bearing in mind that neither Junior nor the mother had come to ask for her forgiveness. And this usually happens in family. We just feel that, you know what? She should be able to forgive. She should be able to forget. So let me know what you think in the comment section. Have you experienced things like this firsthand, or you are aware, someone who has gone through these siblings, or who is going through siblings rivalry, and then how are they dealing with it? How do you think that Victoria should deal with this? Because that she needs to forgive to be able to move on. She needs to forgive to be able to heal from all the trauma that she went through. So let me know in the comment section what you think. Thank you for watching. I really do appreciate. Please do all the good stuff on this video. Appreciate. Thanks. Bye for now.